So the PlayStation Network is still down after almost 18 hours, and I want to talk about it from the point of view from someone who doesn't play online multiplayer. So I've been hearing people talking about how they're experiencing issues with playing their offline single player based games, and I haven't experienced that myself because I was testing it out. So I have a copy of Resident Evil 4, and I was able to play it and it works just fine. So I don't know, maybe I just got lucky or something. And for me, the PlayStation Store is working, but I'm not even going to try to attempt to download anything from that. And this is now officially the longest outage that PSN has had since that infamous 2011 hack. So all of this bullshit that Sony is going through right now, it's all it's doing is just telling me this is why I like to buy discs. Like, for example, I've got NBA 2K24 and I've got 2K23, and most of the games that I've had from this generation are mostly digital, simply because I live in a smaller space now. But this is just reminding me more and more why we cannot have only an all digital future. Like, it's just like, this is a clear example of it, and that's why I'm continually more and more annoyed about how I keep hearing that, oh, the PS5 and the Xbox Series X are going to be the final gaming consoles to have disk drives. If Sony and Microsoft know what's good for the industry, and if they actually give a shit, but Sony and Microsoft are just giant corporations, they're not going to care, and we shouldn't be so mad because it's out of our control. But at the same time, this is just proving more and more, especially Sony at this point, they do not respect their consumers. They don't respect the people playing their platform, because they should, at the very least, maybe after 1 hour maximum, they should have been saying, we are having problems, instead of the generic statement, oh, we're seeing that people are having trouble logging into PSN. Like, they should have been on this as soon as it happened, but they're not. And I know, like, this would be affecting me the least because I couldn't give two shits about online multiplayer, but the fact is, I'm in the minority when it comes to that statement. There are millions of people who love playing online multiplayer games, and they can't do that right now. And now I'm just now hearing about the whole DRM issues that Sony is having, where people are having trouble accessing their online games. It's just, you can tell, like, I feel really bad for people who love playing online multiplayer, because this has to be horrendous right now. And I'm really hoping that Sony can fix their issues, because all this is saying is Sony doesn't care, and number two, they also posted a fucking tweet about this where they said, oh, you can upgrade your PS5 storage with M.2. Well, it's like, that's just awful timing. First of all, that's just fucking horrible. Why don't you actually pull your head out of your ass and fix this issue before trying to tell people, hey, you could expand the storage with an M.2 SSD? Well, you can't do jack shit with that storage if you can't connect to the fucking PlayStation Network and download things. Like, talk about fucking poor timing. Like, priority number one, fixing it and apologizing to the consumers. That's what is. And I just needed to do this all in one take, get everything off my chest, because if I held out a little longer, I would get lazy and not do it. But I just had to get all my thoughts on this, because this proves physical gaming matters. Disk drives are important, and we need to keep this going on for the next PlayStation, the next Xbox, because this right now, this PSN outage going on, this is just a reminder more than ever. Physical games, or physical media in general, it matters, especially at times like this, when you can't access your digital license and you can actually still own things. This shit matters. And this should be sending a message to Sony that, hey, the PS6 better come with a fucking disk drive.